Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. Let's get straight to the intro. This is a good one. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notifications on all so that way hey, I'm telling you guys, you want to be directed to the direction of the content that I'll be bringing, man. I appreciate it. I'm very humble. Thank you guys. Wes Watson's laughing at everyone. Prison influencer Wes Watson. Yes, prison influencer. He influenced a lot of people not to go to prison, but he's going to prison, right? He took a deal for 21 months. A lot of people have made videos about it. There's a lot of upset people. There's literally people right now on social media that are upset that Wes Watson only got 21 months for beating up the 7-foot monster. Well, look, here it is right here. I'm going to give it to you, my perspective on it. Money talks, right? Hey, when you have the money and you get good lawyers, you're going to get great deals. Now, the reason he was able to facilitate this 21-month deal with 7 years probation and some mental health screening, which we could all agree, I think this motherfucker needs that, right? The reason he was able to do that is good lawyering. He had a very good lawyer. And also more so than that, they did not use his criminal history from California in the state of Florida. So with that being said, he was a new booty fish, right? All they did was utilize that case, what happened there. And that man showing up to that gym and threatening Wes Watson and actually saying, hey, I'm here to fight, was all the ammunition Wes Watson's lawyer needed to say, look, this assault would have never happened if this guy didn't pull up. Now, I know a lot of people are like, but Wes Watson told everybody to pull up. Hey, I could tell you to do something. I could tell you to jump off the cliff. It doesn't mean you have to jump off the fucking cliff, right? So, of course, Wes Watson likes to brag. He likes to act all tough. That's the macho man, dig it, right? He likes to act all crazy. But deep down in his little itty bitty heart, man, he doesn't mean the shit. He doesn't really want anyone to pull up. He just wants to act like that. That's an actor right there, right? Everything he's done from the beginning has been acting, and people believe the movie, right? So by that guy pulling up for clout, and that's exactly what it was. He figured, hey, Wes Watson's issuing challenges. I'm going to pull up. I'm going to go fucking catch that fade with Wes Watson like what real men do, right? The one-on-one fade. He didn't expect it to be an all-out verbal and physical assault on his mentality and his head, right? But it was. Wes Watson claimed fear. He claimed that this guy was big, bad, black, mean, and all these different things. And the system bought it. They bought the bullshit, right? Wes Watson's lawyer made him look like, hey, man, he was just in there working out, doing his own thing. This guy approached him. This guy shoved Wes Watson, and in doing so, Wes Watson protected himself. Now, Florida is a stand your ground state, and he stood his ground, you know, and I know people are not going to be able to get an understanding of that although Wes Watson is an asshole, people don't like him. He is a woman beater, all these different things that he's done. In that particular case right there, 21 months is 21 months. Now, what does that mean? Wes Watson already got a whole bunch of credit for time served. That doesn't mean he gets out tomorrow because he still has the other case hanging over his head. You know, the spousal domestic issue, right? He has that hanging over his head. And here's the thing. Where Wes Watson got 21 months, I said it a long time ago. If you go back in my videos, man, I thought he had major action at this one case, right? I thought it was going to get a little bit crazy with the racial remarks that he made, just based on the atmosphere of the world nowadays, man. If you make racial remarks or anything like that, you know, you get the book thrown at you. But in this case, like I said, money, good lawyers, and puppy dog eyes, right, helped them. 21 months ain't shit. You know, 21 months is what, little less than a couple of years with credit for time served. I don't know how long he's been incarcerated already. It's been some time now. And all that's going to get knocked out, plus with halftime on it, or I'm sure they'll give him halftime, maybe 85%, whatever it is. He's only going to do a few months on that. in prison, maybe 6 months or less. Now, he'll go to a minimum facility on that or whatever, but he's still fighting that other case. How it hurts the other case, this conviction, is because now he has an assault on his record, which he pleaded no contest to, meaning that he has an assault on his record. And when he goes to court on this other case, they could utilize that. They could say, the district attorney, he just was convicted on another assault that shows a pattern of assaultive behavior. It shows, a lot of different things that could in fact hurt him on this next case. Now, don't expect him to get life. And there's dudes that are fucking crying because he didn't get 15, 20 years life. They wished life upon him. I don't know why, right? But he didn't get life. And the reason he's not going to get life is it isn't a life-changing experience for him. It may be for that female. It may be for the people that support him, but it's not for Wes. See, he's used to prison life. He's used to being incarcerated. That's all he knows because that's what he's a criminal. I mean, we're talking about a dude who rolls around in Lambos and all these different vehicles. And instead of getting a fucking license plate that says something positive like, hey, don't worry, be happy, or smile, it's fucking Sunday, or something like that, go to church. No, he gets convict. He wants everyone to know that he was a prison influencer, that he was in prison, because he thinks that intimidates people. And let me explain to you how prison doesn't intimidate people. Not even in the little bit. Not tattoos, not prison. Those that have been in prison will take a little bit of a step back when someone says, oh yeah, I was torcido, I was locked up for 10, 15, 20 years, and makes you think, what did this individual do to get that much time? And is he willing and capable and able to do that again? Okay. But those that haven't been in prison, they're not really intimidated by it. They don't know what prison entails. So when someone's like, oh, I've been in prison, I would be ashamed. I don't run around telling everyone, hey, I was in prison, like it's a badge of honor. I try not to put that out there for people when I'm running to them on the streets. Now, of course, I'm in the prison genre here on YouTube. So everyone knows my get down, my history, my story. Those that have watched, those that haven't, stay tuned because there's a lot more coming. But on the regular, I'm not going out in society, in the community, and telling everyone, look at all my tattoos. I was in prison. I just try to mind my own business and do my thing and blend in, because it's not a thing where it's gangster or people are going to look at you like, oh, he's hardcore, or oh, he's tough. They don't do that. See, that's what Wes Watson was trying to emulate, right? Or put out there in the world. Emulate wasn't the word, but you know what I'm saying? He was trying to, his aura was, I was in prison. I'm a bad motherfucker. I'll beat you up, because that's what he believes. He believes, and he wears that like a badge of honor. Being in prison, doing time makes you somebody. No, it makes you a guy that wasted a lot of time and you have to start over. That's the somebody you don't want to be. That's the somebody nobody wants to be, because it sucks, right? Not only does it suck doing time, having another grown man tell you what to do, and having grown men within them, grown men telling them what to do, but what sucks even more is you're wasting time away from your people, time away from freedom, time away from getting to the motherfucking bread. Just a lot of time, and time we can't get back ever. That's the most probably sorriest thing about being incarcerated is time. They say time heals all wounds, but that's a wound that can never be healed. I guarantee it. Time created that wound, and you created that wound by doing time. So that's how that goes. But this whole people laughing and clowning on Wes, he got time. Wes is laughing at everyone. All the influencers, all the fucking content creators, everyone that thought Wes was going to get 10, 15, 20 years, it's over now. Stick a fork in him, myself included, right? He's laughing at all of us. He's like, motherfucker, I got money. And what's that going to do for someone with the ego like Wes Watson? I'm telling you, he'll come out of prison talking even more shit. Now he's got another mark on his jacket, another badge of honor. Yeah, I did that shit like nothing. I was over there fucking chopping it up with the Island Boys while you guys were working out and making money and getting pussy. Guess what? What I was doing, I was eating peanut butter packets, hard-boiled eggs, oatmeal, and talking to the Island Boys. Now what? Right? So, and I did 100 million burpees in 2 days. Like, he's going to come out with all these crazy stories, and everybody he was punking while he was in there, how he was shot calling in the pod. We already know. That's the reason why people don't like Wes Watson, because they see through his bullshit. But the people that thought, hey, this is it, he done fucked up now, myself included, money talked, right? 21 months ain't shit. That's actually a great deal for the assault that took place, because that was more than just a regular old fight. There was weapons used. Now we could talk about it. He's convicted. There was weapons used. There was N-words thrown around. There was kicks in the face. It was repeated battery. It was more than one individual involved. You know, like, hey, I thought for sure Wes was going to get just a little bit more time. But when I realized that they were not using his case history in California, hey, it was like a first time offender, basically, you know, and that's just what it is. But going back to what I was saying about the tattoos, the prison shit, it don't mean nothing to people. Let me explain to you a story. So I was working at this company, right? And I loved it. I loved where I was at, man. My boss, he was from Delano, California. He was a real motherfucker, man. Cool ass white dude. Put me in that position because I was from Cali, right? We were working out of state, and it was just a lovely situation. I was making good money. I was out of the way so I could kind of do my own thing. We had a little bit of a team there, and it was a team effort, but the position I was in, I was out the way. And of course, the expectation was real for me. So I had a lot of work to do. And so anyways, what I was doing at that time was welding, forging, heat treating, creating jigs to create parts for this company. And so I'm doing my thing because I have a history in metalwork. You know, I was an iron worker, metal worker, shops, anything from sheet metal to fucking titanium to aluminum to whatever, right? And so I'm doing my thing, and I was doing these sway bars. They were called sway bars. They're for like RVs and cars. And it's so that when these RVs, they're top heavy, they don't tip over. I was creating these, right? And I had just got done doing about 500. They were smaller bars. They were for cars, right? And I just got done doing them, and they went to the paint line. Now, I distinctly put a tag on them saying they needed to be painted this color. And of course, the paint line was ran by this Paisa dude. Me and him were real cool. We're good friends. But he was, you know, the Paisas, they work, they go. Everything just boom, 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 quick, right? So as I pushed it over to the paint line, this cart full of these bars, I told them specifically, I said, hey, it's on there, it's marked, but you got to paint them the color red. These ones they wanted, this is what the work order said, right? All right, cool. I see them, right? I'm already in a bad mood. I get in my bad moods. I'm in my bad moods. It's almost like a couple hours to go home. I'm just like, man, I'm trying to breeze through the day. I done knocked out my work. And I'm kind of in a bad mood for whatever reason. And I see this motherfucker coming with these bars back, and I already know. I look at them, and they're all blue. He painted them the wrong color, right? Because they were moving too fast. And I said, motherfucker. Because what happens when they do that is I have to take a grinder to them, right? I have to put an attachment on the grinder. It's a wire wheel, right? And I have to scrape all the paint off. And even though I didn't fuck up and make the mistake, it's my job to make sure that these things are done right. And so was I at fault? Not really, but they're going to blame me anyways. So they're pushing him over. At the same time they're pushing over, my boss is walking over. Now, there was a little dude named Tony that I worked with. Little short, stocky, narcissistic asshole motherfucker, a Wes Watson, right? A dude that thought he was bad, straight cokehead, but thought he was bad as fuck. We were cool, but I just didn't like some of his ways. He thought he was God's gift to everything, right? Perfect Wes Watson, right? He was like, this dude was someone who would be like, yeah, Wes, I'll send you all my money. Help me get bigger. One of those guys. And so as this guy, despite us pushing the cart back, they're walking up. This dude, Tony, and my boss, right? And it was just like a perfect storm, Bermuda Triangle shit, right? Everyone just hit at the same time. And the Paisa comes up, and I'm like, what happened? Right? And he's like, oh, no, my friend, Mr. George. No, Mr. George. Fire him. I said, no, fire you. So he's like, I'm sorry, man. We fucked up. I said, all right, sorry. Just put him right there. Now I'm in a bad mood. I want to hit him in the head with a bar, right? But I can't do that. You know, who's going to paint my other parts? So he leaves. Here comes my boss walking up. He already knows. He knows how mad I get. He knows not to fuck with me. I can tell you some crazy stories about that dude, but he knows, right? And this dude, Tony, comes up chewing on his gum, thinking he's all tough. And I'm already in a bad mood, right? And he says, what'd you fuck up this time? Whopping? Right? He's like, what'd you fuck up this time? Now, he's just playing. He doesn't know my mood. This is why you don't fuck with people. You don't know what kind of mood they're in, what they're capable of, what they're willing to do, right? But he's like, what'd you fuck up this time? And the boss looks, his eyes get big, like, oh, no, right? I said, man, what'd you say? I went straight to prison mode, straight to convict, straight to fucking gangster. I'm at work. I shouldn't be acting like that, especially with my coworkers. People that I knew in the back of my mind, he's just fucking around. That's just his attitude. He likes to talk shit. Would you fuck up now? And be like, what? And be like, nah, I'm just kidding, fool. But I gave him attitude back. I was like, what'd you fucking say, fool? And he was like, what? Hey, fool, don't think because you were in prison and you have all those tattoos that you intimidate me. I ain't scared of you, homie. That made me madder, right? So now I had to prove a point. So that's why I'm saying they're not scared of that shit. That doesn't scare people. The tattoos, the prison, because this was a friend of mine. I guess you can consider him associate or friend. And so he knew my story. Like, yeah, I was in prison. I did a number of years and whatever. I'm from California, all that shit. I was a gang member. He knew about the past, right? But immediately he used that against me. Oh, I'm not fucking intimidated. I didn't say, I wasn't talking about tattoos here. I was talking about fucking hitting you in the face, right? But I wasn't talking about none of that. And so when he said that, like, oh, fool, he took a step back and he got in fight mode. And he was like, oh, you think because you have tattoos and because you're this and that, that I'm supposed to be intimidated? Like, nah, you think that, homie. I didn't say that. But this is what happened. I looked at my boss. I said, man, go ahead and get that fool up out of here, bro. You already know. Get him out of here. He was like, he took a step back. He was like, basically give me the green light. Like, it's whatever. I looked at him. In my mind, I seen whatever. Maybe he wasn't telling me that. Maybe he was like, I don't know what to do right now, right? But in my mind, I seen like, ponle, get yours, right? I snatched that little motherfucker up by his neck and put him to sleep. This time I was big, 230, nice size. I put him in the motherfucking $1 million dream, right? Virgiled him. That motherfucker passed out right there. I looked at my boss and I told him, see, you could have prevented that, bro. But you didn't. I'm out of here. I quit. And I quit my job, right? I know it sounds crazy. People are like, wait, quit your fucking job, right? I quit my job. The moral to the story is don't fuck with people. But the moral, even more to that story is, just like Wes Watson, people are not intimidated by the tattoos and the prison and all that. Not anymore. This is a different day and age, man. People don't give a shit about that. So that license that Wes Watson has, that WW, he thinks he's going to go into prison and tell these California prison stories and everyone's going to suck it up and believe it and he's going to intimidate people. There's still people there that want to smack him. Now, what does 21 months mean? 21 months means the probability of him going to a minimum yard is pretty high, right? And if he's smart, Wes Watson probably got about 6-7 months left to do on that case, right? What he does is he stretches this other case out. The other case that's hanging over his head, he stretches it out because now he's convicted, okay? That doesn't mean that he has to go to county to wait on the other case. It doesn't work like that. He'll go straight to prison. He might be even on the bus today or already got there, right? It's Monday. He's probably on the bus today or tomorrow, depending on when transport leaves. Once he gets to this facility, this prison, he has to do his little 5, 6, 7 months, whatever it is he has left on this fucking case, and he can get out. He can get paroled and get out on that case and fight the other case. Now, he might have to do the fucking about face. He might have to do the turnaround. He might have to do the Chicano U-turn and go right back to prison if convicted on this other case, right? Which I think he will be. Now, I don't know if this woman's going to press charge, if she's going to do all that and she's going to testify, but the district attorney, I'm sure, has enough evidence to do what they do. So there was a lot of people saying, hey, can he bail? Can he do? No, he's a convicted prisoner now. Again, a convict. He's going to prison because he took a deal. But he's probably going to go to a minimum facility because he doesn't have a lot of points. I'm sure, I don't know how they do it in Florida, if it's based off points or character or the size of Wes Watson. If it's based off the size of Wes Watson's asshole, he's going to a level 10, right? So I don't know, but he will probably get out before this other case is even taken care of, unless he can get a good deal on that case and get it all ran concurrent. And then we'll see what happens. But for the people that are all mad because Wes Watson didn't get a whole bunch of time, I didn't really expect him to on this case. I expect him to get a chunk of time on hitting the woman, and he deserves it for beating on women because he has a history of that. And he doesn't need to be around women. He doesn't need to be on the streets influencing people to act just and be just like him. Not at all, right? But as far as, Wes Watson, I'm sure he's laughing at everyone and say he's doing burpees like, stupid, right? You guys thought I was going to get forever, and guess what I got? Well, I'm going to tell you what you got, Wes. You got a couple groups of individuals still looking for you, still wanting to do bad things to you. Hey, don't get too happy too soon, because I'm going to tell you right now, I learned a thing in life. It's called karma. It's called, karma is real. I remember getting locked up in a facility in a county jail, right? And there was one motherfucker on earth that I did not want to see. This motherfucker, we had gotten into it. This motherfucker was a bad dude, right? He was a no joke. You know, I wasn't taking shit from him, and he was definitely not taking shit. And I was like, man, I hope I don't run into that motherfucker in here. And I swear to you, hey, I was sitting in my cell looking out the window, man. New people, new arrivals started coming in, and there he was. And I was like, damn, it's about to go down. Luckily, he wasn't feeling that same fucking energy, right? So when I came down the stairs for day room ready. Like, he came out his cell. He was on the bottom chair. They popped him. He came out. He see me, and he was more happy to see me than the beef that we had. He was like, oh, what's up, bro? Fuck. And I was like, are we good? And he was like, yeah. Man, that's street shit, fool. We're good, man. We're in here now. And it wasn't like he punked me or beat me up or nothing on the streets. It's just we was beefing and we went back and forth. I'll say that, right? And it was love. It was love, man. He was playing pinochle. He was my spade partner, everything. But I watched his ass, watched him for any type of movement, right? What I'm just saying is, Wes Watson, karma will catch up to you. And like I said, the least people you want to see is the first ones you fucking see when you get off the bus. Anyways, Wes is laughing at everyone. And that's why. He only got 21 months. I know people have done videos on it. I waited all weekend because I was busy to do my perspective on it. Cool. You know, hey, I'm supposed to be mad Wes Watson got 21 months. I'm not mad at a person who worked a deal out. Shit. You know, he's a sorry excuse for an individual, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? With that being said, let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up or thumbs down. If he's going to be the head that wears the crown, I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people, man. I appreciate you guys. Wes is happy as fuck, huh? Bang, bang.